Everybody good?
All right, good to see everybody. That was a great, gutty, incredible team win. Just thanks to our staff and players for all their hard work, especially after last week's game. That was a soul crusher, and I was certainly concerned with our ability to get them back. And they just put in a great week of work and prepared and came down here and expected to win. I thought we played really good complementary football. Defense had some great stops in the first half. We jumped out to a big lead, and and then that last drive by the offense was just huge. They're within 7 points, and we get the football back and convert third downs and convert fourth downs and drain the clock. And then Matt Dennis to hit a field goal like that. And then our defense gets a stop. Again, just thanks to all the fans who traveled here. And, certainly want to thank Florida State for their ability to get this game played. We really wanted to come down here in the worst way. And we were really also very appreciative at the pilots of Delta that they were able to get us down here safely. Again, I have a lot of respect for Florida State. I have a lot of respect for Mike Norvell. They're a very improved football team, and we played really well. We were fortunate to win. Any team could have won that game, but we made plays. And again, I'm in a really good mood right now.
Dave, what would you have thought the outcome of this would have been if you'd seen the stat sheet and seen the advantage you had on the ground that you ended up having?
We thought we could run the ball against them. We went into the game and we thought it was really important that we're balanced because of the way we threw the ball last week and the way that Clemson defended us at the end of the game. We kind of thought we were going to have to run it, right? People watch the film and say, geez, you better be careful and not play one-on-one coverage against those guys and make them run it and put on the O-line. And, what a day our O-line had, what a day our backs had. Justice had 114 yards. Christian Turner made so many big first downs at the end there. And, it was a great team win. And, AT, he had eight catches and a touchdown. And, the play Keyshawn made on that 1 3rd down at the end was an incredible catch. There's so many, one play clips from that game that allowed us to win the game, and really proud.
You talked about both Justice and about Christian Turner. What's interesting is that Justice had such a terrific first half, but then in that final drive, when you ran off that 16-play drive, you had the confidence in Christian Turner. Those two really are interchangeable to you, aren't they?
They are. They're 1A and 1B, and whoever has the hot hand, but we're not going to pull them. I think in the past, sometimes we'd say Justice is the short yardage guy. And, we let CT in there for that 4th and 1 that the first score was on. So, we have 2 starting tailbacks, and they're both really good players.
What does this say about the maturity of your team that they were able to come back from last week's, tough loss to Clemson in double overtime, able to kind of battle through the distractions of the week in terms of the weather and stuff like that, and just kind of fight through and do everything they did right today?
We have an older, mature team, and after losing to Clemson last week and having an ACC loss, they knew what was at stake. We really didn't have to talk about it much, but we did not want to take a second conference loss. And all you had to do was watch tape of Florida State, and you knew that they were a lot better.
Coach, defensively, that first series, you guys obviously they went right down the field and scored and took that early lead. What adjustments did you guys make? Because obviously they're much better right after that.
We just settled in, and we got to figure out something on first drives. We just seemed jittery and kind of our feet weren't set, and Mike is an excellent offensive strategist. And, he's going to do some things early that test your coverages and all that. And they had some good plays. He's a good football coach.
Called some timeouts late in the first half, and I thought maybe you were going to try to take a shot in that final minute, but kind of ended up just running the clock out. What was kind of going through your mind there?
They missed that field goal at the end, right? And I just, my thinking was, hey, if we get, let's say, a good kickoff return and get the ball near midfield, we'll take a shot. And then when they missed the field goal, we had the ball in the 20, we're up 3 scores, let's not do something stupid, and really even that run we ran, we thought they were going to be in a nickel defense. And if we would have popped that run and got it to the 40-yard line, we probably, sometimes you just do that. You think, hey, they're going to be in a 2-minute drill. They're going to be in a nickel defense. If you can pop a run, get the thing near midfield, you take some shots. But, my thinking was more that if they scored and we got a half decent kickoff return and got the ball near the 30-35, that we would be aggressive.
Scored right off to start off the second half, and you guys probably maybe exhaled a little bit, I guess. And then FSU fought back, but yet you guys battled back to win. What else?
I didn't exhale, but it's when, we didn't convert. And then when we had to have a drive in a 1-score game at the end, I mean, what a gutty, tough character drive by our guys.
Matthew Dennis misses the field goal early in the game. What did you say to him as he went up for the game winner or the game clincher, I guess?
The less I say to those guys, probably the better. Again, I say one thing to our kickers: between the 2 over the 1. That's my kicking expertise.
Anything on Zoom, guys?
Hey, Dave, when did you know that your guys were in the right place mentally, that you did pull them in and you knew that they had put Clemson in the past?
I mean, we had a good Tuesday practice, and I wasn't, you're never 100% sure, Josh, but the Tuesday practice, I thought guys were focused and gave great effort and were into it. And it wasn't a group that was hanging their head. And I didn't feel there was a hangover from Clemson on Tuesday. And then we had a good Wednesday. We had a good Thursday. I mean, we had a great week of preparation. So, despite what some people might think, we were not scared to play this game. We were very excited to play this game.
Dave, who or what is a Jaeger bull? And also wanted to talk to you about your backups, the long snapper and then Will Cobb, and then Jaeger bull and Trey Ball. I mean, they came in and played pretty well.
It's Jaeger bull with a J. And the reason I know that, I called him Jaeger bull for his first month here. He finally corrected me. So he, when Michael Froh got hurt in bowl practice, we were concerned about our tight end depth. And so we got him as a transfer from Rice. And we got him just for this reason, that he wanted to play Power 5 football, and we needed depth at tight end. And Blake was out today, and Cam Hite got hurt the week before, and he stepped up and he made a huge 3rd down catch. And, I have to watch the film. I don't know how he played, but my gut is he played pretty well. And then, the long snap, and Will Cobb's been doing that for 3 weeks, and he's done a great job.
Hey, Coach, I want to ask you about that last drive with the field goal. You guys took 6 minutes and 37 seconds off the clock on that drive. Talk about the job your offensive line did in order to be able to maintain that drive.
Yeah, and if the head coach had managed the clock better, we would have taken 7 minutes off. Because off of that one injury timeout, the clock started, and Sam thought it was going to start on the snap and not the ready for play. And so I was so mad at myself that I didn't say something to him. We should have taken another 40 seconds off the clock, and that's completely on me and my fault and bad clock management. But, the O-line, that's a situation that they know we're running it. We know we're running it, and we still ran it. And that's the hardest situation to run the ball in football. Everybody in that stadium knew we were going to run it, and we still, even on the 1 3rd down and 4th down, we ran it. And so that was just, our O-line stepped up, and we felt good about it. At halftime, we had run 50 plays. And our players thought that we were starting to wear them down, and they were tired. And, you hope it kicks in the 4th quarter when you need a drive like that.
One more, guys. We're very good. All right.
Yep, that's all with us. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Thanks for being here.
Any questions for Justice?
Career high, and I think it probably came in the first half, Justice. What was this game like for you?
Bounce back game. Our team this year has been about in a fight, you're gonna get punched in the face. You're gonna punch back though. And this game was so important that we focus on ourselves. I've been learning a lot with those guys in the locker room, the fifth-year seniors, that, it doesn't matter you mess up one play. It's about the next play. And that's the same way in life. And I think that this week, it was such a soothing practice from Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Every guy knew what they had to do. If you messed up, everybody was like, come on, man, let's go. Let's keep going. And we knew that Florida State, they were going to be a challenge. And we knew, when we was in the warm-ups, they was telling us that we had tight hips on film and all this different craziness. But we focused on ourselves, and we knew that, when that ball was snapped, it was time to go. And they had to show that they didn't have no tight hips. So it was a great opportunity, and I'm more than excited for the next game.
How did it feel to be on the sidelines and watch your guy Christian Turner get all those runs on that fourth quarter drive to kind of seal the game for the most part?
Sure, I told them all week. I said they're gonna see that you hand the ball to the running backs, we can help the game tremendously. And it was a phenomenal performance from Christian. I think the offensive line did a wonderful job. The players that people don't see on the run game as well as the receivers, those guys strain as well. When we bounce it outside, they let go. If they strain a little bit longer, it's going to be a holding call. So, hats off to all those guys. And when Christian turns in there, I feel like I'm in there. I feel like I'm in the game, running the ball. I look like a father with a son. And when he's in the game, he feel like a father and a son. And it's just like a great atmosphere. And we built that relationship, that one-on-one that, every time I come off the sideline, we're telling each other what we saw. And, we encourage each other to remember who we giving the glory to. So.
It's kind of a statement game for you running backs in terms of a lot of the talk early in the season has been what Sam, the receivers have done, and that's rightfully so, right? But after today, what you guys did against Florida State, you kind of saying, hey, we got some running backs too.
Yeah, it's something like that. We knew that was going to come down to it. We knew it was just a matter of time. We knew that it was a matter of time when those teams were going to have to respect our receivers. They're going to play that too high, and they're going to shoot. Who wouldn't? If I was defensive coordinator, I would do the same thing. If I had AT, Jamal Banks, Donovan Green, Keyshawn Williams, Taylor Moran, all those guys, I'm going to do the same exact thing. And we knew what the plan was. We knew the opportunity it was going to give us. We just made the most out of it.
On Tuesday's practice this year, did it take some time to get over Clemson?
It did.
And what kind of helped maybe move you faster?
Oh, man. Shoot, like I said, the fifth-year seniors. Monday, it was tough. Watching that film and just knowing that, maybe one more play, we could have beat them. But we had that next play, next game mentality. And once Tuesday practice came, it was on Florida State. And I've heard some guys say some things about the Clemson game on Tuesday. And then I saw the whole, group of people was like, nah, we on the next game. We on Florida State. They're not Florida State. So we just always had that mindset, it don't matter. It don't matter what happened last game. It matters about the next one. So.
Couple more for Justice. You guys good? Oh, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say defense. Obviously you're on offense or whatever. Defense to see them kind of after that first score, shut them down for the most part and help get you guys that big lead at the half. It must have felt good to see those guys, and they must have been talking to you, saying, "Hey, come on, guys!" It was kind of like a team thing after that.
Oh yeah, I mean, we was battling in camp all the time with those guys, and finally be able to go against somebody else feels good. And we're on that sideline with the defense. We're a team. A lot of people might say a lot of things about Wake Forest, but we're a team. We're together, and we always stay together no matter what. If I make a bad play, Sam makes a bad play, defense makes a bad play, we're encouraging each other. Coach DeBacker had a talk yesterday about team, and all these guys in the Hall of Fame, they emphasize team, and those guys got the highest accolades. But that's the most important thing. If you're not doing something bigger than yourself, then what are you doing it for?
In a game like this, as you mentioned, you have to bounce back into the Clemson game, and getting a large win for a team that was undefeated. Is there significance in breaking a team's undefeated streak?
Man, it is. It feels great. I kind of forgot that they was undefeated. My mind was just like, shoot, it's about this game. I don't know what they did before, but I don't know who they are in their legendary seasons or whatever. But they're gonna have to come play today. So it was a great win. We closed it out. It felt good to take that knee. Shoot, I was excited inside. So that was a great win.
That's all set. All right, thank you, Justice.
Appreciate it.
And we'll have Sam here. We'll open it up for questions for Sam.
Walk me through the keys to this game, Sam. What was, you guys were clicking for a while.
No, I mean, I think it was everybody. I think obviously we ran the ball really well, and I think the big thing was, we had to, run the ball, stay off, whenever we were off schedule on first down, we struggled. So I think we did a good job staying on schedule. And then again, when we had to throw the ball, we threw completions, we called the ball. That was the big key of the game. We knew they're gonna play deep coverage, and we weren't gonna get a lot of shots over their head. So we were just focused on the underneath game. I think the receivers got in the right spot, and you give them the ball. And obviously that last drive was huge. Keyshawn made a great play over that kid's head. That's what you expect from them. And again, they make me look good, and whatever accolades and praise and interviews I get, it's all credit to them. And then obviously up front, we were bullying them for a while, so that was obviously a great thing to see.
How important is it to have a game like this where your running backs do so much work to kind of get that on tape too, so people don't think about Wake Forest and just think about Sam Hartman and the receivers? They understand there's a balanced attack at Wake Forest.
Yeah, I think outside, right, 100%, it's good, it can be balanced and have to make them prepare. But I think we know, inside the locker room that those guys are, the workhorses. And if they have 10 yards, no yards, or, 300 yards on the ground, they're putting in a lot of work that a lot of times goes unnoticed. And that's, it's the same with the tight ends, it's the same with the O-line. The receivers, quarterbacks always get a lot of love for the big flashy plays, but none of it happens without the O-line and the running backs. And as cliche as it is, and the tight ends, it's the truth here, and that's why I love it here. Is that's a team win, and the stats show this and that, but in that locker room after, it's everybody celebrating everybody. Matthew Dennis coming back after a missed kick, right? That's huge to see. You love to see that out of a freshman, right? He didn't flinch, right? He told me he was gonna get it back, and he did. So again, all those things and an atmosphere like that, that's why you play college football, and it's been it was a great game.
How was it to see after the defense gave up that first touchdown, right? You guys got right back, and then your defense got 2 or 3 stops in a row, some 3 and outs, and you were able to get some rhythm on offense. How important was it for the defense to put some zeros up there?
I mean, I think that's that starts with Lambert, right, and his schemes, and again, his intensity and his message, right? You love to hear him talk, and the way he talks to the defense is always the same. He's very consistent. He's not freaking out on them. He's he knows how to coach. He's been doing it for a while, and I think that that's how we do. We're a bend not break team, and obviously we could have broken after the Clemson loss. We could have broken after that first drive. They go down and score. They got 70,000 people, all this different stuff, but the resilience is huge, and it's always great to celebrate, and like Chaz making that play down the sideline, right? And that's as an offensive player, like defensive guys think we don't want, like we see that stuff, and I was the first. I'm trying to run over and ask him if he did like a seatbelt celebration to pay homage to the Los, but it's one of those things where we, as an offense, it gives us a huge juice going out on the field doing that.
6 touchdowns last week for Sam Hartman. You pretty much have, I think, every record in the Wake Forest program record book. How does it feel for you to have your name at the top of all those charts at this point, Sam?
It just goes back to everybody I've played with before. It starts with Coach Clawson, Coach R sticking with me all these years, and I'm grateful to every receiver that's ever caught a ball for me, every O-lineman, tight end, running back. It goes way back, and that's what I wish could show in there, but obviously it's my name. So I'm honored, and obviously we got a long season to go, but it's all done. Like Keyshawn doesn't make that play, it's an interception, and again, the record book shows we might have lost this game. So obviously it could go, every time I've thrown the ball, it could be like that. So it goes to those guys.
Maybe the emotional growth of this team, that you could lose a game like that last week and just come back on the road with this crowd and win.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just that veteran offense and veteran, guys on defense that we have. It's the 5th, 6th, 7th year guys that are, that we don't flinch, right? There's not a lot of rah-rah on the sideline. There's not a lot of, hey, we got to stick in this. We got to stay together. We got to, we know, right? And when, we need a little push, but, our jobs are to do our jobs together, and we can count on each other to do that. When one messes up, it's not this, hey, like, point fingers, like you got to do this. It's like, all right, you're good. Let's go. And again, we got a lot of guys dancing outside. It's like, but yeah, no, it's again and it really you got to give a shout out to Coach Clawson. You know, he's not this coach like that's screaming at us when we get a 3 and out or going like running down the sideline when we score a touchdown. Right, he's Coach Clawson, and I think that we reflect that in the way we play. Right, he's an even keel guy. His locker room talks are always the same. It's not this rah rah. Right, we got to do this and that. You got to go play football. Right, at the end of the day, we know we can play with anybody. And if we do our jobs, we'll be fine.
Was there ever a point in the last 3 or 4 years where maybe that changed, where he became that Coach Clawson, you guys became this team?
I think it's always been building there, and I think it's really the whole team buy-in. I think last year you kind of saw it come to fruition where like everybody, from the starters down to the 4-string guys were bought into that mindset, and that's the theme for this year. And again, it pays off in a game like that.
Last one, so big with a third down conversions, especially in the first half. I think also with 3 and 4 things.
That's huge, right? We take pride on that. We take pride on, again, like I said at the beginning, staying on schedule, right? You're not really, I don't think we were very good on third down at 13, right? But, on 3rd and 4, and those percentages go up. And again, we can run the ball and ran the ball very efficiently then. So, again, our playbook stays open when that happens. So it's, it's huge. It starts with staying on schedule.
All right, thanks, guys.
Appreciate you guys.
We'll have Kobie Turner here. It's our last play. And we'll take questions now for Kobie.
Kobie, what happened on that first drive to Florida State, and then how did y'all rally the troops after that to get a few stops?
Yeah, so they made a couple big plays. We knew that they're a really good offense coming in. I'm pretty sure the number 1 offense in the ACC. So they have a lot of really good players, and they made a couple plays. And as he was talking about what Coach Clawson does, and also how Coach Lambert, keeps us even keel. They're going to get some good plays, like their scholarship football team, a very good ACC undefeated. Like this was a very good football team, so they're going to make plays, and it's about that next play mentality and just rallying the guys and staying even keel. So we were able to do that. We were able to, force some turnover attempts and, keep them off schedule. And, after that, it's just playing ball with the guys.
Those had quite a bit of momentum mid to late second half. How concerned were you guys about the runs they were making, and what did you all do to kind of dampen that down?
Yeah, so as we say every week, it comes back to what we're doing, and it comes back to us being present in the moment, and making sure that we're getting our jobs done, not looking too far ahead. And sometimes they make plays and we go to the sidelines, the coaches give us all of the fixes, and we just do our best to implement what they're being told, and we play hard. So playing hard is going to make up for a lot of those opportunities too, where they can make some big plays.
They obviously had some success throwing the football, some big receivers. As a defensive mentality, just coming into this game after Clemson, where was it, and what did you really see as the keys?
Yeah, so after the Clemson game, it was a very tough loss, and everybody took accountability for what they could have done better. And one of those things, again, speaking for me and my position group, was getting to the quarterback more often. And we were in his face a lot today. Even if they weren't, a ton of sacks, we were causing a lot of pressure, so that some of those deep shots they weren't able to get off. And so that's kind of where we had some success, getting some pressure on the quarterback. But that was really the big thing. When you have big-time receivers, they're going to make some plays. But the way that my group can, keep that from happening is from getting after the quarterback and keep making sure that he's uncomfortable.
I guess what went into limiting this quarterback?
So we knew coming in he was very explosive. He is very agile. He makes people miss. He's able to extend plays. And so ultimately it just came down to keeping our cage awareness, making sure to keep them boxed in, not just giving them open lanes, to the side to run. And after that, it's just relentless effort. He's going to make a person miss or maybe 2 people miss, but that third guy has to come in and make the play. And, that's something that we really pride ourselves is playing really hard, playing through the whistle. And that really does help us, especially in a game like this when you have someone who's so elusive.
They came into the game as the highest team in terms of offense.
Mm-hmm.
You guys held them to 21 points.
Mm-hmm.
Is this something you guys can really build on defensively, Kobie?
Oh, for sure. And we took a lot of pride in that. First of all, huge shout out to our scout team this week. They played their balls off. Excuse me, sorry, probably shouldn't have said that. they played very, very hard. You know, they gave really great effort in. So a lot of these things we were prepared for because of the work that those guys put in. And again, that goes back to the whole culture that Coach Clawson has set up is everybody's bought into this. Everybody has a role to play. And so that definitely helped us. And, you know, this is something that we can definitely build off of, holding a really good team to, you know, this amount of points. And just playing, you know, the way that we played really tough and we kept going. So we can definitely build off of this.
I'm gonna ask you, what scout team quarterback was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who was that?
It was Brett Griffiths. Mm-hmm. So he has some moves. You know, he's not, I wouldn't say he's quite as fast as Jordan Travis, but he has some moves he can make people move. Oh, not at all. Not at all. So
That's good. All right,
thank you guys.
Hold the day.
Oh, no. All right, guys, that wraps us up. We gotta hit the bus. Can I read that? He said